All right, I'm sitting there screwing around with my camera. It's Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Time for Sci-Fi. So welcome our one viewer we have, which is probably Mary Beth.
Hello, it's me. Welcome to me.
Oh, no, there's two. There it is. So welcome back, everybody. Hope everybody had a good week. This week we are doing one of our favorite shows, really, at least currently. It just ended, which is Resident Alien, another Alan Tudyk show. Nothing. So we're going to talk about that today, and then of course we have our news as usual. So and then a drink. I actually have a drink this week. So
you have a drink tonight. Excellent.
I do. Let me let's
kind of go through the news. I would like to hear some of your opinions on some of this news. I never looked up what Roy was doing this week, but that's okay. Let me go to the news. Netflix and Legendary Television. Legendary is the group that brought us the Monarch Legendary Monsters, like all that Godzilla stuff, which was actually pretty good. They are thinking about reviving Land of the Lost. Yes, that show.
I had heard rumor to that.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Is it going to be? The question is, are they going to make it a kid show, like it was? Silly.
This is just this is just an idea right now. There's no showrunner attached. There's no writer attached.
Yeah, I mean, I think there could be a market for it as an actual adult thriller.
I agree.
Like not as a children's show, but do it seriously, and I think you could do it. Yeah. And I think it might be good. As long as you do it right and put the right nods to the original, and maybe get David to do some writing for it, like he did for the original. That would be cool. Great. So I think there's a potential there for something. Again, you know me, I'm always I hate going back to the well, but
I know, because we just talked about this, and we're going to talk about it on the air. We talked about this, but yeah, going back to the well is an issue with writing all over the place.
Yeah,
all over the place. So, all right, let me move on. Michelle Yeoh, our favorite Oscar-winning Star Trek person, is slated to star in the upcoming Amazon Prime Video series Blade Runner 2099. This is a live-action sequel to the Blade Runner films, and she will be playing a replicant as far as we can tell. This is in post-production and is scheduled to premiere in 2026. I don't know, Rizzo, what do you think? You looking forward to this one?
Again, we've gone back to the well.
They just take the story and they keep telling.
Actually, well, I liked the what was it, the last Blade Runner that came out
2049 or whatever the one with
2049 or whatever it was. I did like that. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I suppose there's potential in that universe for a TV show, as long as it's not really directly related to Decker and that whole thing, that whole story. You know what I'm saying? It's its own story within the universe. I think it could work.
Yeah.
I do think they're shoehorning her into shows. I like Michelle Yeoh. I don't think she's the strongest actress in the world. So
she kind of has one.
Well, she shined in a lot of action because
she was okay in everything everywhere. She shined when she was younger. Do you remember Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yeah, and she was a Bond girl, and she was okay in that.
That was her niche. Now she's it's not quite
because she's getting older, and I don't like I said, I don't want to say negative against her. I like her as an actress. I just don't think she's like the strongest actress. I don't know if she's a lead actress. I think she's a great supporting actress. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, I don't even count Section 31 against her, the movie, because that was just such a horrible piece of garbage.
It doesn't exist. I mean,
they should just wipe it from existence.
They really should. They should just completely.
And I feel bad that she clearly was forced to do it by contraction.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know why they rushed it. I don't know why it was what it was. I don't know anything about that movie.
To get it out, I think once she won the Oscar, her rates went up.
Everything just blew up.
And honestly, I watched that Everything All the Time, whatever the hell it was called.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, and I really didn't like it very much either. I was like, this is so weird. I don't know why it was.
I liked it. I didn't completely understand the whole bagel, but I liked it. We need to do that one on the show one of these days because that one was, woo.
It was. I'd have to almost watch it again, and I really don't want to.
I would too. It's like the Enigma movies. There's that one. There's the Interstellar. That was an Enigma movie. There's the one where they were dreaming, and it was a dream within a dream within a dream.
Oh, that's oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That was the one with DiCaprio.
Those are the Enigma movies. One of these nights, we gotta just tackle the Enigma movies.
Oh, that movie was the one with DiCaprio. What the hell was that movie? Now you got me thinking. It's right at the tip of my tongue too. But that was really weird.
Let me keep going while I'm doing it. Moving on. Congratulations, Lower Decks. Lower Decks won a Hugo this past Saturday, I guess, for the series finale called The New Next Generation, written by series creator Mike McMahon and directed by Megan Lloyd. Congratulations, Lower Decks. This is the first Hugo win for any Star Trek anything since the TNG finale, All Good Things. I mean, Star Trek has been nominated in the interim. There have been nominations, but it was the first win. I don't know, man. I don't know. Star Trek should have been sweeping the Hugos every year, but no.
No, because the writing keeps going back to old stuff, and it's just really not good. It's weak, in my opinion. It's just weak writing.
The Strange New Worlds got nominated for Those Old Scientists, which I thought was genius. And Disco got nominated for Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad, which is one of my favorite disco. Like, if I had to pick a disco episode, I'm going there. That was a good. That was a. You know what that was?
That now?
Harry Mudd.
I don't remember.
That was Harry Mudd.
Which one? I don't remember which one that was.
The first Harry Mudd. Where he's on the ship making them all crazy.
Oh, because he keeps time jumping.
He keeps time jumping. Yeah.
Was that the first time or that? I think was the second time.
It was the second time. Whatever.
The first time we met him was in Klingon prison.
Oh yeah, maybe with the little, yeah. So, when did we meet the wife?
That was it that episode? I think it might have been that episode with the big space whale. I don't know. It was so long ago. I didn't rewatch a lot of any Discovery, so it just kind of goes out of my brain.
Well, congratulations, Lower Deck. You beat out Fallout, Agatha All Along, and Doctor Who. Doctor Who is another perennial that's on the Hugo's list. Every time
Fallout
you turn around,
really good. I'm surprised Fallout didn't pick something up, but
yeah,
I thought Fallout did really good. I thought if you play the games, I think you get the show more. You get what they were trying to do. If you just sit there and watch it on its own, you're kind of like, I could see where people get with not, I know people that like it, like you like it, you don't play the game, but it seems a little odd to you, right? I mean, it just seems like there's like
it does, but I enjoy me some good quirky.
If it's trying to be funny, or if
I can take quirky as a thing unto itself. That's okay with me.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it is, because the game always kind of has a little bit of its foot in like cheeky and serious all at the same time.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on.
In other Star Trek news, Paramount has brought in Chris Parnell to be the new EVP for Paramount Originals. I found out about this. He's apparently well liked. I don't know him or what he's done. I know he worked with Ronald Moore on For All Mankind, so I guess that's good because we both like that. But I learned about this because Mark Altman posted, he's an Inglorious Trexpert. You guys know who he is. He posted on it. And he specifically called Parnell a guy who gets and loves Star Trek. So he sounded cautiously optimistic that this would be a good thing.
I always keep thinking here, Parnell. I think of the guy that does all the voices. Like
right.
He does like Cyril Figgis on Archer.
I know who you mean. Yeah.
No, he was actually in live action. He was actually in Fallout. He was the guy with the one eye. The Cyclops, that was him. That was Chris Parnell.
Chris Parnell.
Same name, so.
Same name.
Chris, thanks for joining us. I don't know if it's the same guy or not.
I will laugh my ass off. It's the same guy.
It is going to be funny because he voiced
one of our favorites, Rizzo and I, one of our all-time favorites, Super Troopers 3, now filming. Everyone's back, including Brian Cox as John O'Hagan and Maria Coughlin as Ursula. Ursula.
That's awesome that they got Brian Cox, because I was worried that they weren't going to get Brian because he was, he's probably a bigger star now than he ever was when he did the first two. Because after he did Inherit, was it no? What is not Inheritance? What the heck's the name of that show on HBO? The big
yes, I know who you mean.
Yeah, Inheritance.
Succession.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
So
I thought,
you know who else is going to be in this movie? Chase Crawford. He plays the Deep on The Boys.
Okay,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so I think anything. I'm looking for it. I hope it's good. So looking for it. We are
all right. Finally tonight, Rizzo has something he wants to talk about. But finally tonight, in my very sporadic segment, I watched it, so you don't have to. I've watched the first 4 episodes of Alien Earth, and you guys might want to check this out. There are some really deep dives into the lore, pulling details from as far back as the very first film. And while, there is an alien running around, and they have, just like every other film, they're just trying to capture it and control it and exploit it as a weapon, whatever. The more interesting stuff, to me at least, is how they develop the androids, like Ash and Bishop and, the androids. That stuff is very interesting.
It's got Timothy Oliphant in it. So to me, right there, you get, a pretty big bump on my Lyco-meter, because I think he adds, he's like the special sauce in all these shows.
Timothy Oliphant, yeah.
Because he's good in everything he's been in. I've loved. I can't think of any TV show that he was in that, even if he was just a couple of episodes, that he just rocks it every time. So I mean, I fell in love with him when he did Deadwood, which I think was one of the first things I ever saw him in.
Yes,
I mean, he was just great in that.
And I know him better. I know him better. Actually, you know where I know him from? Mandalorian. Didn't he play the what's his name?
Yeah, he always plays a not a sheriff. What do you call it? Marshal. He always plays a marshal.
Yeah, he plays a marshal.
He played a marshal in Deadwood. He plays a marshal and he played a marshal in his own show. He had his own show there on FX, Justified, which was a really good show. Yeah. So, what's his name there was in that too. The guy that's real popular now. Well, the guy that's in Fallout.
Oh yeah.
He was in the last.
Sorry, it's on my tongue.
Walton Goggins.
Walton, yeah.
Goggins, yeah. So yeah, he was actually in Justified. He was kind of the main baddie for a little bit. So that's the first time I saw him. So anyway, talking about I just started. I think we're only 3 in. I don't think I've watched the current one. Are they 4 that's dropped total? Yeah,
4
I haven't watched the current.
Yeah. And I am up to speed.
I kind of like it. I do, like I said, I like the nods to the original. The beginning with the ship, they got the look right. It felt like the alien, like the Nostromo.
Did you notice in that first episode that opening scene it had the 70s vibe to it. It looked like it was
they did a really good job of pulling.
Yeah.
They did a really good job, I think, of getting that original feel from the first movie, at least in that opening part with the ship. It was kind of funny that you get to see this crew and you think, okay, here's the crew, and then they all die.
Yeah, right?
Like right in the first, we're not.
I found it confusing. Like the first 15-20 minutes were confusing. I was like, what is, and then I kind of got the hang of it.
If you want to hear, here's my theory, and this is just my theory. There's no evidence to this.
Okay.
And I don't know where this falls in the timeline, because it's weird, because you have ships that are going out for almost 100 years before they come back. So you get these weird, really long, but I'm wondering if this ends up leading to Alien, in the sense that Weyland-Yutani loses the xenomorph to Prodigy, or it just gets destroyed and nobody gets it. And Weyland-Yutani's answer is then to go, hey, we have a cargo ship, the Nostromo, near LV-24, and now why don't you divert them and they can get another one?
Go and pick up,
If they do that at the end, I'm going to give them props for that, because I think that's
that's clever.
Because clearly this ship was a I don't want to give too much away, spoilers by the way. This ship that crashed was a science vessel. It was sent to go get this stuff. They knew what they were doing.
Not the freighter, not the Nostromo.
Not a freighter, right? Which would make perfect sense as to why they sent the freighter there. Because it was just there and it was convenient, and they knew that they were basically sending them to die, because Ash knew what was going on.
Yes.
Ash knew what they were going to get, and because
Yeah.
so anyway, that's my little theory. We'll see if it plays out.
That is a great theory. I will be very curious to see how it plays out. I want to see where they're going with these hybrids. Like, they're not synths, they're not cyborgs, they're the children.
Yeah, well,
spoilers,
they
guys.
kind of do that long explanation in the first episode of what's the difference between a synth and
but then
a hybrid
what does it matter?
cyborg.
That doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
But I'm just
so
really
Jeff Robb will say it
curious.
takes 2 years. So that would fit into my plan there, Jeff. If this takes place 2 years before Alien,
it fits in perfectly. Yeah,
perfectly. So if I'm right, I should start writing. No, no, I can't write.
Yeah, why aren't you writing these? You just complain.
You complain about
I'm terrible.
I can't. I have ideas. I have
why
ideas.
Aren't
I
you
can't
writing?
write.
Rizzo, if you were writing for Star Wars, what would you be writing?
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, I've said this 100 times. Well, we can't do it now, but I would have done the Heir to the Empire with the Timothy Zahn series, which came out in the early 90s. That would have been my continuation.
I was waiting to see Mara Jade. I was waiting to see her for years.
Would have been great. It would have really been good stuff, but what
I'm trying to tie in is what you and I were talking about before the show. You watched some reviews that had some really interesting salient points about why writing is the way it is and what changes they might make.
So Iger, apparently from Disney, Bob Iger, basically, I mean, depending on who you talk to, I don't know if they say seen the light, but realized the error of their ways by getting away from male-centric characters in male-centric franchises. What I mean by that is if you look at Marvel Universe, Star Wars Universe, even Star Trek Universe, those are predominantly watched by males. And what they've turned by trying to bring in female viewers, they've been putting in these, as the YouTubers put it, the female boss characters. We had Captain Marvel brought in, She-Hulk. There was talk about doing a Black Widow. And for Star Wars, we had the whole Rey series, and then they did the show that flopped there, which was the Acolyte, and they all lost money. They all lost money. So I think what it is, it's not that finally realizing where, at least I think Disney, where their pocketbooks, who has the money, or at least who's spending, who wants to watch this stuff. And the thing is, like you had said, it's like the problem was that most females didn't mind watching the original Star Wars. Star Trek.
I didn't feel left out in any way.
You know what I'm saying? By having to change all this up and pull characters and gender change characters. And basically what the point, I guess, is that a lot of these guys are saying is and they believe that it's too late. You've lost the audience, or it's going to be very difficult to regain the audience to try to do a reverse and bring back, the traditional kind of male superhero, male captain role, in those things. And again, this is not to say you can't have strong female characters in any of this, because we've had them all along. We had Ripley, we had Princess Leia. You know what I'm saying? We had plenty of them all throughout the thing. It's just when you take away the other half, your younger men just go like, what am I watching? I don't want to watch this anymore. Yeah. So that's kind of what the story was. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, do you think Disney, if they can turn it around, I mean, is it something that they can reverse? If I kind of see the same thing with Star Trek, where you look at Pike, and he's kind of in this, not always a subservient role, but he's like a background role. Like
he is in the background a lot, like the literal background. Like he's often standing in the back of the set.
And I'm sorry. All right, did you see this last one of the Star Treks? Was it one when with the people trying to rip the ship apart, and they go into the engineer chief and whatever the hell her name is, Carol.
Carol. Yeah. I know who you mean. Bye, boys. Have fun swimming.
They go into her quarters. Did you see her quarters? It was like the warehouse from Raiders.
She's a hoarder. She's got
But I mean, did you see the size of it? It was massive. It was bigger than the captain's, I swear.
And she's got roller skates and all kinds, and Atari. Did you see the Atari?
Yeah, I saw
like,
the Atari.
Oh
yeah, I mean, that was kind of cute because she supposedly is like, she's essentially immortal. But I just can't get over the size of these quarters of these officers. I'm like, I know they're heads of their departments, but good Lord, they're massive. It's just funny to me. I cracked up. I'm like, look at the size. We make fun of the Benihana, you know, in Pike's quarters. But anyway, yeah.
We should.
But I just, yeah, I just would like to.
He's got a fucking fireplace. What the hell?
He's got a griddle in the middle of his thing. But, you know, the whole thing with Pike is when we all wanted Pike from Discovery, he was a stronger captain. He was the Pike that we kind of were expecting him to be. And then he gets to the Enterprise and he just seems to be like a background character, and all these other ones seem to be in the forefront, lower deck type, not to say lower deck, but you know, the bridge officers and stuff. And he's just in the background going, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Right. And here's the thing,
you know, it's like Galaxy Quest. Let's do that.
That sounds good. Let's do that. Just to go back to the quarters real quick. And I'm not the only. I can't be the only one here. I've taken the Star Trek original series set tour. I've seen Kirk's quarters. I know how big they are. I actually warn tours. I tell tours, I'm like, okay, guys, we're going into the smallest room on the set next. You may have to smush together.
Yeah, it's kind of, if you have a big crowd, it's small. But you know, two reasons. One, they were working on a set with a smaller, obviously a budget, and nobody had they just know, because even Pike's quarters was bigger on the pilot. But it also makes sense that on a pseudo military ship, the quarters are not going to be, you know, look at the captain's quarters on the CVN Enterprise. They're not huge. He has, you know, maybe as big as my office. That's all he gets. You know,
something's going on. I've gotten a couple people saying, "What happened? Where are you?" So I don't know what's going on. I guess we're off the air.
We're off of Facebook for some reason. We have trouble streaming.
We're probably still on YouTube. Everyone go. I'll YouTube, tell people,
guys. Yeah.
There we go. All right, I just posted the message to go watch on YouTube. Hopefully everyone will migrate over there.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what it says. It's possible the stream was ended on delete on Facebook. You'll keep trying to let you know. Blah, blah, blah. So something on Facebook. Sorry about that. Go to YouTube.
Everybody go to YouTube. Go to YouTube.
It's a more reliable platform anyway. Probably should just dump the Facebook. Anyway.
There now.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's really all I really wanted to talk about that. We can move on to, well, we got to drink.
Yeah, let's talk about so it's just us and Jeff Rule now. Everyone else is
so I came up, I didn't come up, Outer Space Alien. Melon liqueur, aka Midori.
Oh,
coconut rum, aka what's that? The coconut rum there. I always forget. Malibu and pineapple juice. I mean, you really can't.
Delicious.
I'm pretty sure that's another drink. I'm pretty sure that's a drink of another name. But first of all, if you're going to do it, I've discovered that if you're doing an alien-based drink, it always has melon liqueur in it because you got to get the green.
Because you want green. I mean, coconut rum and pineapple juice, that's half a daiquiri right there.
Yeah, and then the melon liqueur. It's probably pretty good. Good summer drink, although we're almost out of summer. As sad as that is.
Did anybody else come on YouTube? Hello, if you're watching us on YouTube.
So we have two people watching, which is you and Jeff Rubel. So, well, if they lost the feed, they probably didn't get the message that it's on YouTube.
Oh, great! I typed it in the chat.
I know, but if they're watching on Facebook and it went away, they don't see the chat anymore.
I'm gonna click on it just to see if it came back. It did not.
It's still showing blind. No, it's still showing. I don't know what the problem is. Let's see if there's something I can do.
I don't know if there's anything we can do on our end.
I want to see if there's something that's going on.
How do I turn the sound off of this? There it is. Haha.
It ended at 18 minutes for some reason. I don't know why. So I don't know how to relaunch it, honestly, guys.
All right, guys, go watch on YouTube. That's great. We'll finish the show and then we'll put a post up that says show finishes on YouTube.
Yep. Well, I mean, we don't. Yeah, I'll put but it'll be the whole thing will be on YouTube, and of course the audio when I get it up on the Spotify will be intact. So, all right, moving on to Resident Alien. I love this show. I like this show right from the get-go.
Me too. I love the premise.
Like Timothy Oliphant, you put Alan in something, Tudyk, and it's probably going to be good. Again, I can't think of a role that he is bad in.
I gotta be honest, the quirky humor of the show works because of Alan. Like the quirkiness of Harry the alien, because he hated us, he wanted to kill us, but he was hilarious at it.
Right. You know what? He wasn't even the first choice.
Because of Alan.
Like everybody thought they wrote this for Alan, and that was not the case.
No, it was a comic. It was based on a comic book.
But I mean, he wasn't like, and it was, the comic was more serious too. But when you added Alan in there, there's just no, Alan in there, you just end up with comedy. There's just no way around it. I don't think I've ever seen him do a serious role. I mean, not even that. I was going to say the robot there from Rogue One.
Even that
he ad-libbed a lot in K2SO.
Yeah.
He ad-libbed a lot of that.
I think they just let him do whatever. Firefly, no, not super serious. Scary forward.
And he adds enough humor into things, and his delivery is perfect.
Yeah, his delivery is perfect in everything he does.
So the basics, those of you guys that may not know, the basic storyline is this alien comes to destroy the planet and crash lands, of course, in the Rocky Mountains near a small town called Patience. He comes across a doctor who it turns out to be a real asshole. Excuse me. And that's not why he kills him. He just kills him because he's like the first human he comes across, and he takes his place. Well, he just happens to be the Newtown doctor that was some flashy New York doctor that moved out to the Colorado for some unknown reason at that point. And he can, of course, take his form. And, of course, the first season is him pretty much trying to, A, fit in, B, trying to get his ship back together, and the bomb that he's going to drop.
And bomb us,
And basically do his job. And then, of course, there's the funny part is like, he's trying to fit into this town. Of course, he's very awkward and doesn't understand how things work. And then there's one kid in town who has some weird gene that
see him,
see through his disguise and see him as the alien.
In the early years, that was hilarious because he wanted to kill the kid, and it was just
the kid. That was funny. There was some funny. Yeah, I was a little worried at first when the show it was gonna his jokes were gonna get tired, his misunderstanding of things.
Nope, they went ahead and involved it.
They really did. I mean, he falls in love with pie and pizza. He eats massive amounts of food
and milk.
Yeah, and he just everything. And so, but really over the course of 4 seasons, he not only does he become friends with several characters on the show, the humans, obviously, he becomes human in the sense that he sees, in other words, he becomes to appreciate humanity and he doesn't want to kill them anymore. Of course, I think that's by the end of the first season, he realizes that he doesn't want to kill them. But then,
and it's all thanks to Asta. Yeah, it's all thanks to the humans he meets in Patience, his little gang of friends there, and they kind of teach him what it means to be human. I mean, it is, talk about going back to the well. It is kind of that old cliche again, but this time it was just done just with just the right edge. It was so perfect. Just him wanting to kill everyone at first, and he did mellow out. Like the Harry character kind of mellows out by season 3, season 4, but
yeah, well,
then
he
they
becomes
introduce other new guys to
right.
new
He
baddies.
becomes more human in the sense that he has begins he gets feelings for these
He
people,
never learns
and
Darcy's
he sees
name
the
though. He
value
just
of
calls him the
humanity.
red one.
Yeah, the red one. Yeah, I mean, there's some of the characters are pretty funny, and of course, I mean, one of my favorite characters, of course, is Big Black, which is the sheriff, and he's this big black guy, which is so funny.
That's Corey. Oh my god, you know what? It was Corey. I follow Corey on Threads, and I really enjoy his posts. He's a sweetheart, and he'll ask for dog pictures, and so I've put up my dogs before for him. But he was like, "Well, that was the best job I ever had. It's been canceled."
Yeah.
And I was like, everyone in his threads was like, "Oh my god, no, send." That's how I found out
it got canceled. Yeah, you know, I had a feeling when it moved from Sci-Fi Channel to USA Network, that kind of and I've had my issues with Sci-Fi Channel. Is like I don't know, is the Three Stooges running the Sci-Fi Channel? Fiction. It's like the Stooges run that network.
They don't know
they
get
a good show. They get a good show and they cancel it. You know,
this is not the first time this has happened.
The Expanse, remember, was originally on Sci-Fi Channel, and they canceled it.
Yep. Now it got moved and it succeeded, but
it did. But I think Amazon agreed that they were only going to do like the other two more seasons, and that was going to be it. Like there was never going to be this ongoing thing.
You are absolutely right. Sci-Fi Channel kills science fiction over and over again. Like, what are they thinking?
They'll get something good, and then they'll just cancel it.
Like, what
for something thinking? Dumb. Like there was what was the other? Oh well, I mean, Eureka was another one. I think that was kind of running its course, but
Eureka and Warehouse 13 are two that sort of, you know.
But they ran for a while, and they got good. They're good. They're fairly rewatchable. But like I said, the Expanse now they moved to USA, which is owned by the same. They're all owned by the same company. But I felt the USA move, and really they'll tell you they didn't cancel it because it wasn't getting good ratings. They canceled it because it was they thought it was, and I can't believe it was that expensive to make because it wasn't heavy on special effects. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in this day and age. The effects that they were doing weren't like, oh, it's going to cost billions of dollars. So I don't really know why. Because they'll say, oh, we got good ratings. So I don't know.
I think the cast, just judging from cast reactions I saw, both on social media and other places, I think the cast was stunned too. I think they were all like, we got canceled?
Like I mean, maybe in this day and age, 4 seasons is a good run. You know, the days of 15 years, or you look at like the old days, like MASH ran how many seasons, and I'm saying those shows that ran on and on and on. Even Big Bang went 7, 8 seasons? How long they went?
Big Bang went a while.
I mean, that was long. That's getting me a long run these days. Not into the double digits. It's not coming out. It's funny because you look at something like South Park, which is now in season 27.
Yeah, season 27.
This is 27.
I mean, the only other thing that has gone like that
is well over 30.
Yeah, The Simpsons. Yep.
So you look at that, and so there are. I guess maybe comedy is where it's at. Although this is a comedy, it was clearly a comedy. This show was never meant to be taken seriously at all. I mean, it was meant to be light and funny, and that's what it was. And it was entertaining. It was you know what I'm saying? You didn't need to think about this show, like what's going on. Like if you watch Foundation or something, you constantly have to pay attention to all the details.
We were just watching Foundation the other day. Oh my god.
Yeah, you
actually, you know what else? This Alien Earth, you got to kind of watch and think about.
You got to watch it too. It's not as bad. Foundation is like you almost need like
a cheat sheet
program with it. You need like a cheat sheet.
And this new season is I'm finding this new season to be very different from the past seasons, but I'm liking where they're going with Demerzel. We might need to do Foundation at some point on the show because
I mean, not to get off of the Alien, because again, who was I talking to? Somebody, I think it was at Trek on the Road, we were talking about Foundation. I'm like, I think it was Joel. I think if you've read the books and you're a huge fan of the books and that's what you want, then you're going to be disappointed. But they are taking threads from the book and putting it in. The mule is, but see, they're expanding it out way more than it was in the book.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? They're expanding it out. So anyway, I don't want we could do that. I'm gonna, like I said, you need like a program or something, like a cheat sheet, crib notes, whatever we call it, for Foundation to keep track of what's going on, because excuse me. Sorry. It's hard to follow sometimes, and it tends to make me doze off if I've had a long day.
Yeah, it's a think piece. It's a thinker. You have to really
which is not this one. This show is good because you can just kind of watch it, and the story's pretty much simple. There's no complicated parts to it. And that was it. It's fun. Like I said, the sheriff is hysterical.
He is.
He's like one of the best characters on there, for certainly next to Harry himself, Andy Vanderspiegel. And of course, I always said that's some bullshit. That's what he always says. Some bullshit.
This is bullshit.
Some bullshit.
It's great. They have Elizabeth Bowen as the deputy Liv, who's the other name I have here, and she was gonna be a smaller part. But she got along so well with Corey Reynolds, who plays Sheriff Mike, that they keep her in. And she's adorable. She's cute. They're all adorable. Asta, love her. We need to get Alex on here, get her opinions on this, because she was talking about the portrayal of like native storytelling,
indigenous,
supernatural thing.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to hear what she thinks of Asta and the portrayal of natives in this particular show. I thought it was great, but then maybe I don't know what I don't know kind of situation. So I thought it was wonderful. It was fabulous. Her and her dad got along so well, and like all the characters, Darcy, they all had great evolutions. The mayor and his wife, okay, they were maybe the odd ones out, but they still, they had their purpose, and they did really well at it. They grow on you after a while.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Clearly there was an established, relationships obviously before Harry gets there. And of course he, at the beginning, Asta's the only one, and she's the nurse at the hospital that Harry works at. And that's how she basically finds out that he's an alien through a course of events. And then slowly the other characters learn. Yeah. But then I think where they kind of got a little bit off the rails is like in season 3, when they started bringing in the Greys, and there's all these other aliens involved. And I think at that point they didn't know where to go with it. I think after a while, like after Harry decided, I'm not going to blow up the Earth. Well, then what do you do?
Yeah.
So I think they probably ran into that. And then I'm sorry. I was reading something about. I was trying to think about something about Darcy, because originally she was supposed to be a bit of a darker.
She was a drunk.
Yeah, she was supposed to be a little bit darker character, but then
I like where they took her though. She was
no, they did it. They kind of she had her own arc because she was an alcoholic. She was a skiing star, crashed, or whatever, fell. Got hurt, couldn't really go back, fell into a bottle kind of thing. And
they had some amazing guest stars. They had Terry O'Quinn, who ends up being a cyborg guy.
Yeah.
They had Linda Hamilton, who we love and adore, and who we will get to see again in Stranger Things coming up. And Stranger Things airs in November.
Yeah, she's been getting a lot of work lately.
A lot of good parts lately. Yeah. It's good to see her again. There were a couple others.
And Jewel Satay.
Jewel, yes, Jewel.
Shiny. It's interesting because I saw an interview with Jewel about this, and she was like, because she's kind of just getting back, I think, into acting, because she raised a family and everything. And I guess Alan approached her.
She doesn't quite look the same.
Well, she's aged. Remember when she did Firefly? She was only like 19. 20.
Yeah, she was
very young.
Did you see? Are you about to talk about that same interview where she's like, "Yeah, Alan's like, come do the show with me." She's like, "Yeah."
I missed the part about being in a cocoon. She's like, "Yeah, he just left off the part of me being in a cocoon."
Oh yeah, he didn't tell me the part that I'd be
I was
slammed up
hanging
in.
from a ceiling in a cocoon. He kind of left that part out.
But she was cute. She was still good. She plays kind of a bad guy, which is
She
fun.
sort of, yeah. She plays an FBI agent who has been replaced by a another bad alien that look like praying mantises. I think it's called they're called mantis or something like that. Um, so yeah, that's I don't know. Yeah, she but she knew it. Yeah, she knew what she was going to play that character, and she wanted to play the darker
Yeah,
character, but
yeah, yeah.
she didn't know about the
She
cocoon
was
part.
yeah, I saw her she was in Supernatural years ago, like 10, 12 years ago. But she's around, like she does stuff, and she was kind of a bad guy, not the bad guy, but an alien kind of creature in that show too. So she's sort of stretching and playing some different parts too. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully she'll make, really a lot of that cast from Firefly we don't see other than Alan
No.
and Nathan.
Oh no, what's her name? We see what's her
Well,
name.
Marina's in a lot of stuff. That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the doctor, I can't even think of the actor's name. That's her, Simon Tam.
Yeah.
We saw a little bit of Summer Glau, but she did the Terminator show.
Yep, she did Terminator.
Well, of course, Ron Glass has passed, and of course, he had his career. He was at the end of his career when he did Firefly, anyway, or getting near the end. I remember Ron Glass from Barney Miller.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple other, but just going back to Resident Alien, a couple other guest stars to note include Nathan Fillion played the voice of the octopus that was in the tank that would talk to Harry. And then also Clancy Brown, who I adore. I love Clancy and everything he does. He's the Kurgan. He played the voice of the Mantid at the end of the seasons. I'm just looking through. There's a couple others. Alex Borstein, who plays on Family Guy, you'd know her voice immediately. She is briefly in there for a minute. There's a bunch of people.
I think we're
George
back on
Dallas.
Facebook.
If you guys know who Giorgio, yeah, if you guys know who Giorgio is, he's the guy who's the meme is but aliens, and his hair is like that guy. He was in it like super briefly as a ufologist. George Takei played a gray alien, the voice of a gray alien. Yeah, so it was just Jinx Monsoon. So those of you guys who like RuPaul's Drag Race, Jinx was on it. Stephen Root played Harry's dad. We love, but my stapler. We love Stephen Root. He's in everything.
He's in everything.
You know what? Stephen was in Dodgeball with Alan too.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was Steve. That's right. Alan was Steve the pirate.
Yep.
So again, another great movie with Alan Tudyk in it. If you look at the guy's list of stuff, he has been working.
Oh God, his IMDb is a mile long. Yeah,
it's funny because right after he did Firefly, shortly after that, him and Nathan did a web series called, I think, what was it called? It was a show about basically two actors that were on a science fiction show that got canceled, and they're both looking for work. Sci-Fi Men or something, or Con Men, because they would go do the convention. It's called Con Men.
Oh,
I don't know where it's available. I don't know where it's available though. It was kind of like it was like a Kickstarter thing. Yeah, Con Men. 2016. No, there was a version that's
Is this something they can watch on YouTube or
Con Men? 25 episodes, 2015 to 2017. I don't know where it's available. So there you go.
Okay, I will find it somewhere.
Yeah, season 1 and 2.
Summer Glau's channel put up a trailer for Con Men, so I will at least see the trailer.
Yeah. So I haven't seen it. I keep meaning I want to watch it because I think it's probably pretty good. But it's basically about, two actors that one of them was more successful than the other coming out of the science fiction show. And in this case, it's Nathan. And then, but who, and Alan, if you, like I said, the band wasn't lacking for work. Maybe he was a little bit at first, but he's like a very especially in the voiceover.
Yeah, because he does every Disney and Pixar and
Oh my
Imagine
God, he's
voices
done so
I've
many
heard.
voices. It's crazy how many voices he does.
Yeah.
So the rest, so when you we're all pretty much unknowns.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, they've done little tidbits. Alice Wetterland is in there. She plays Darcy. And Sarah Tomko, I feel like, she's around. But yeah, they're not super well known. Elizabeth Bowen, not super well known, but they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. I love them.
Gary Farmer, who plays the dad, who plays Asta's dad, he's been in a ton of stuff. You'd probably recognize him more. You wouldn't know who he is. Of course, Linda Hamilton, we all know who she is. So but one of the funnier characters I always thought that kind of popped in, which was Judy, the dumb blonde.
Yeah, the ditzy blonde friend.
That cracked me up though, that she remember that when just one of the last episodes where they had to dig the grave.
Yeah,
very. She like, because she had worked as a grave digger or something, and she digs this perfectly rectangular, grave. It's
like she's
the
done
very
it
straight
before.
sides, like with a shovel.
And then they're trying to break in. Her and Darcy are trying to break into the rescue or something for some reason. I don't know what they were doing. But, oh my god!
Oh, because
So funny.
Why were they trying to get in there? I forgot.
Yeah,
now.
why were they trying to get into the rescue?
Must
She lost the money. Darcy got drunk and lost.
Right. They're looking for
the
money. That's right. He lost. That was a whole side story.
It was
kind of a again, that was a full circle kind of for Darcy.
Darcy. Yeah, it's Darcy's moment of clarity where she's like, okay,
right, and she
I
goes
need to go to
AA after that to clean herself up, and there's kind of a whole thing with the whole storyline at the end, because Harry's gonna leave, and then Asta's gonna leave, and everybody's kind of leaving and moving on with their lives.
The last episode was sad.
It was kind of sad, but then at the same time, Asta does end up leaving. She ends up going to Louisiana or something for some storm. Like she's going to be like a, what do you call it? The people that go when like a Red Cross or kind of thing.
Cross,
So but I guess because her daughter, of course, didn't want her to leave, and blah blah blah. So anyway, it was interesting. One of the other characters I thought they should have developed more, because I thought she was really funny in the beginning, was the nurse Ellen.
She was hilarious.
She was hysterical. And I thought they should have maybe developed her a little bit more.
I think so too. They could have done a lot more with her. The other two, they kind of grew on me, and I really liked them by the end. Was Gracelyn Rinke, who played Sahar, and Judah Pren, who played Max. So she always had her little thing on, and she was like clearly the brains of the outfit. Like she was always telling Max what to do, but Max was the only one who could see Harry. So between the two of them, they're like the two kids running around plotting and planning and getting everything done.
They were in the first two seasons. They had more of a prominent role, and I suspect they pulled them back a bit because I think they were getting to the point of annoying kids. At least I think, it's like they're kind of like the smarter. They were acting like smarter than some of the adults, and I don't know. I think I'm wondering if they pulled them back a little bit because they were becoming too, like, it wasn't about these kids. It was, what I'm saying. I think that's
very possible.
Because I think they purposely made a choice to pull their characters back a little bit. Because they were very prominent in the first couple seasons.
Yeah,
and then we see them kind of, and they were, they still were in the other seasons, but their roles were definitely reduced.
Yeah. And the other one who I kind of got a kick out of was the one that played Heather, his bird girlfriend, like his bird alien girlfriend.
And she was also in the Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, was she?
The sister. She was the sister, and she was hysterical in that.
What?
She was hysterical. She's pretty funny. Yeah. She was. What's her name? Looking up the list here.
I can't think of her name. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to find it on. But yeah, she was not afraid to go there and be weird and awkward. And they were like, she was doing like a bird and like spitting in his mouth. And so I was like, oh my God, what are you two doing? So weird, but they went there, like they went for it, and it ended up being so hilarious.
Yeah, those scenes with that's right, because he dated, and now that's when they started adding in
Yeah,
other
they started like
aliens,
weaving in characters. Yeah,
the other aliens, and apparently he's very attracted to these bird.
I gotta say, I mean, huge high five to some of these directors. The most prominent of which, coming in with 12 episodes, Robert Duncan McNeil, Trip Paris, not Trip Paris. What's Paris's name?
Now, here's a question: is Chris
Yeah.
Sheridan any relation to Taylor Sheridan, who writes all this stuff for? Because
Good question.
Taylor. First of all, if it's a drama on Paramount, it's written by Taylor Sheridan.
Good point.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I was gonna say high five to Robert Duncan McNeil for directing, and a couple other directors I want to note are Leah Thompson, J. Chandrasekhar, and of course Alan Tudyk himself. There's a whole bunch of awesome directors and writers on this show who deserve to be recognized. This thing should have been nominated for more awards. Like, I can't believe it wasn't. I don't know.
Edie Patterson is the person we're thinking of.
Is it Edie? She is not afraid to go there.
If that's who yeah, it's her. Yeah. So yeah, The Righteous Gemstones. Very funny, by the way. If you ever, I would recommend that show. Not sci-fi at all. But it's a spoof on these mega churches, evangelist type mega churches that are down south. And that one was strictly written by nice, and that's pretty much, he's like the showrunner creator for that. But it's on HBO. I think it runs 4 seasons. About 10 years, the usual 10 episode season.
When you're looking for something to watch,
good choice. Yeah, if you want a good chuckle, it's pretty funny and it's over the top, and she's in it, and she plays the sister of this evangelist, and it's got
John Goodman.
Goodman in it, yeah. Who's great in it, yeah.
Who's awesome and everything. I saw the previews for that, and it kind of reminded me of like what was the other John Goodman movie that he was in? It reminded me of. Hang on, I'll find it. Well, whatever. Keep talking about Resident Alien.
Keep talking about Resident Alien. Chat amongst yourselves. One thing I will say though, I want his house.
Yes, on the lake. Oh my god,
on that lake. Yeah, it's just like it's just this perfectly little log cabin on this point in this beautiful mountain lake. I don't know where that was actually located, but that's where I wouldn't mind retiring there. So. But I even like they gave him this quirky old truck, this old Dodge truck. They always find these really unique vehicles.
Amazing vehicles for these people to run around in. Yeah,
I know. It's just like I haven't seen a truck like that in forever, and I doubt there's anyone in Colorado that's still running because it hasn't rusted out. But it's just funny. I always notice that they always find these real unique vehicles for these people to drive.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know so much else to say. I mean, you guys probably have watched it, so I would think. I mean, I assume, most of you guys watch it, right? I mean, we are back on Facebook.
I don't know. No one has been in the chat. I haven't seen anyone in the chat since we went off Facebook. I hope Jeff Rubel is still out there.
There's people watching, so I think Jeff's still with us. So yeah, so if you're looking, everybody else gave up. So we're probably talking to just you, because you always, for some reason, stream it.
Yeah, I stream because I want to chat if I need to.
Yeah, there's nobody watching on Facebook. The 3 people are on YouTube. So
yeah.
Anyway,
well, 3 people.
All I can say is it's a great show. Watch it, binge it in a weekend if you want. I mean, it's kind of a lot. It's 4 seasons, but what about a
couple weekends maybe. But yeah, it's quirky, and if you like funny comedy sci-fi, this will be right up your alley.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a great show. It's entertaining.
It's very entertaining. It's lightweight and fluffy. You don't have to think too hard, but it does look at our human lives. It does look at. I mean, he's a resident alien. He is the alien among us. Yeah, it does. No, it does. It does
look at humanity in a positive way,
Hola,
which I
Pablo.
kind of thought was very optimistic of them. Basically saying that, humans have this special place in the universe. They kind of give you this, thing. They do touch a little bit on religion, basically saying that we're the only ones with souls. There was that whole thing. The Greys wanted the souls.
Yeah.
That's why they were
It was
stealing
just
the
like kind of
babies, and it kind of got a little weird there. But for the most part, it's very positive. I don't know if I have as much optimism for humanity under current conditions, but
not recently.
who
Not
knows?
in
I
recent
hope I'm
days.
wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So
I hope you are too, but I'm not optimistic.
on that note, what you said, you didn't know what Roy was doing. I think Roy
Oh,
might
I
be
do. I do.
gearing.
I
Roy
found out what
might be
Roy is
gearing
doing.
up. Isn't the LA Space
Roy is
1999 thing
this
real soon?
Sunday. This Sunday, join Roy as he talks about the Space 1999 convention that they are all having in Los Angeles. It is September. The actual convention is September 12th through 14th. His show is this Sunday, and they're going to do it live, their final guest announcement live on Roy's Tie-Dye Sci-Fi. So if you are interested in that convention coming up, check out Roy's show Sunday night. And then Phil is gearing up for his, 100th season on WUSP Stony Brook, starting on September 2. He has a few interesting
He's not that old.
irons in the fire. No, he's not that old. I am teasing
That's
him.
the other guy that works there is that old.
Yeah, Phil's that old.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like Phil's done 1 million seasons on seasons on WUSB Stony Brook. He's got a few interesting interviews in the works coming up for the new season, and we will announce those as we find out about them. Rizzo, what if anything are we doing?
I don't know.
You don't know.
We didn't talk about it, so I don't know I don't know. What do you guys want us to do? Any suggestions?
And do you want us to review all the Strange New Worlds?
Yeah, we were doing that, and then we got way behind with taking the 2 weeks off. So we're
behind like 4 episodes.
We're like 4 episodes behind. So yeah, I don't know if you want us to do those 3-minute reviews, or just pick up where we're at the current one, or just do the whole review of the season maybe as a show. Maybe that's a better idea.
One big lump
I think
sum,
that's a better idea.
Fine.
Let's do that.
I think I agree with you.
Should put us into September.
5 minutes instead of 3, since we're doing the whole thing. But
I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I'll think on that one.
But it's September. Is it September 1st? No.
It's
yes, it is.
September. Yeah. Labor Day is Monday, folks. Summer is ending. The end of the summer.
That flew by.
Where the hell did
waited with great dread, Trek Condoroga, and then suddenly it was over. And now I'm like, oh.
And it went fine. See that?
Went fine.
So you always over worry. It's the Italian in you. It's the Italian in you.
It is the Italian in me.
All right. Well, we'll come up with something as we always do. We'll just watch the Facebook page. Sorry about the Facebook glitch. I do know how to fix it now. If it happens,
so we can jump back on just to say goodbye.
Oh, yeah, I have to basically cancel that stream and then restart it, and it worked and it came back. So I don't know.
All right, we'll make a note for next time.
Obviously, it wasn't. It must have been something with Facebook, since YouTube, the 2 YouTube ones are still firing. So, yeah, it's technology. Doesn't always work. So, all right. On that note, I will say good night. Live long and prosper, and as always, may the force be with you. Always.
Bye.
Good night.